Bom dia. Good morning. We can do better than that. We can have a good English morning. Good morning. Good morning. Perfect. My name is Solitaire Townsend, and I am the co-founder of Futerra. And Futerra is a consultancy specializing in sustainable development. And for 7 years, I have been coming to Brazil. I have been coming to Brazil for the caipirinha. I have been coming to Brazil for the pão de queijo. I have been coming to Brazil for Natura's products. I have a double-sized suitcase. And I have been coming to Brazil for the incredible and growing work on sustainable development and on sustainable business. And in 7 years, I have seen an extraordinary change. Many Brazilians ask me, how is Brazil on sustainability? How is Brazil? Is Brazil good? Is Brazil bad? How does it compare? And my answer is that Brazil is different. The size of this country, the diversity of your population, the challenges that you face makes Brazil more like all of Europe in one place. From the Amazon and Manaus to the challenges of the cities and the favela. Sustainable development, for me, I can see it when I'm in Brazil. In London, in Paris, in New York, I cannot see sustainability. In Brazil, I can see it. And I can see the changes that are beginning to happen within society, within culture, and within business. The UK, England, is a very old society. Our average age is over 45. We have a lot of people in their 60s and their 70s, 60-year-old, 70-year-old, and a very small population of people who are 20 and 30 years old. Now, from what Raphael told us yesterday about the aspirationals, this is not good. The older population are less likely to be an aspirational. And remember, many of that older generation in Europe, in all the countries of Europe, still hold most of the wealth and still hold most of the influential positions. And a very small young population of aspirationals does not always get to make change. In Brazil, I see the opposite. In Brazil, your population is young. You're more likely to have more aspirationals than we do in Europe. And in the next 20 years, those young aspirationals are going to become your business leaders, your leading politicians, your scientists, your entrepreneurs. Those aspirationals will start to be the people who make the major decisions about Brazil's economy, society, and future. For me, that's incredibly exciting. So what's different about Brazil is the potential. The potential for sustainability within Brazil is huge. And I say that as an aspirational myself. I care passionately about purpose, but I also care a lot about shoes. So as an aspirational, I have great hopes for Brazil and for the future. And I'm very honored to be here today to speak to you. I would like to ask you to take your telephone out and to download the app if you haven't done so already. So please download the app now. In your guide, in your program guide, it tells you how to do so. It's very simple. Even I could do it. So please download your app, because you will need to use the Sustainable Brands app to vote for the Innovation Open. And it's very important to the organisations who are presenting you today to hear your vote. So please have the app ready to make your vote. I also wanted to take this opportunity not only to thank Coan for establishing Sustainable Brands and Alvaro for inviting me, but I wanted to thank Apex Brazil and Natura for being the presenters of this conference. We all love Natura. As I say, I have a very large suitcase with me, which will be half filled with Natura products when I go to the UK. When is Natura opening in Europe? Come on. But I also wanted to thank Apex Brazil. The work that Apex Brazil does in promoting Brazilian business internationally is crucial, and they have sustainability at the heart of this. There is a Brazilian bubble. There is a big focus within Brazil on Brazil. But the international influence, the potential for Brazil outside the borders of this country are huge. So I wanted to congratulate the work that Apex Brazil does on reaching people from Europe, from North America, from Asia, and from Africa with the message of Brazil. Finally, I wanted to share a few thoughts with you on the business case for sustainable brands. We talk a lot about creativity, passion, and purpose. Creativity, passion, and purpose is what matters to the new consumer. But so does money. And money matters to our businesses when we decide whether we are going to begin the sustainability journey. I can't actually find the slides, so thank you. Oh, thank you, Richard. Hooray. The value chain for sustainability begins right at resources, at where we source our resources, to our supply and our manufacture. And sustainability conversations often focus on resources and supply and manufacture. We know that there is a business case in upstream. We can save money by being more efficient. We can improve supply chains by focusing on sustainability. We know that there is a business case for sustainable development in upstream. But is there a business case in downstream? What value is there to engaging your consumers? Is it reputation? Is there something more? What is the motivation for business in consumer use, in disposal, and in sale? In partnership with Business for Social Responsibility, in partnership with BSR, Futerra ran a survey of Futerra clients and BSR members worldwide. And we asked these companies, multinational businesses all around the world, whether their consumers are interested in sustainability. Only 2% of consumers they thought were very interested today. Only 2% very interested. That hard sustainability audience, the green consumer. What you can't see on this slide is that they believe that 40% of their consumers are quite interested today. So most consumers, over 50%, nearly 50% interested today. However, these companies believed that in 3 to 5 years' time, only 2% would not be interested at all. They consider that in the next business cycle, we are going to transfer interest on sustainability. This is the biggest change in the business environment that there has been in a generation. This is equivalent to the change that those mobile phones that you just used have brought to our economy. Sustainability is going to transform the environment in which business operates. So where is the value in sustainable development and in engaging consumers? This is quite a complicated slide that shows that today the value is in reputation with stakeholders, risk management, and avoiding regulation. This is not a very exciting business case today, but that tomorrow the value is going to be in market share, in innovation, and increasing sales. That the business case for engaging a consumer, market share, sales, innovation, is the business case that we need to try to reach. And those businesses and experts in the audience today, your challenge is to move from a business case of reputation and risk and to move to a business case of innovation and sales. Now, every entrepreneur, every small entrepreneur who has spoken at Sustainable Brands, they already know this. They have realised where the business case for engaging consumers has moved to. We need to convince the rest of business that this is so. We also ask these businesses, global, international companies, are they planning to engage their consumer? You can see 39% of businesses said that they are engaging their consumer on sustainability today. 40% of businesses said that they have a plan to communicate to their consumer and to engage their consumer in sustainability. The amount of consumer engagement is about to double worldwide. Every single one of your competitors is considering doing this. Every smart business is looking at the aspirationals, is looking at consumer trends, and has decided that today is the day to begin to communicate and engage with their consumer. This is a very exciting business case. So, how do we change our businesses? How do we change our consumers? How do we change the entire systems within which we work? We know that it begins with people, that this is all about people. This is about purpose, passion, and creativity. And so I'd like to introduce our first speaker this morning, Richard Barrett, who I overheard being called the famous Richard Barrett this morning, who is going to talk to us about changing culture and engaging people. Richard.